Now we get to everybody's favorite part of doing any kind of cooking, which is putting all the food on the plate, because that means you're done cooking, and isn't that fun, right? So what we want to do here is we have the little bit of plastic, and we want to be able to get this out, okay? So we're going to just take our knife, and we're just going to take off those little knots that we have on either side, like so, all right? And then what will happen is we should have a seam that we can find and kind of open it up, okay? So we get that stuff out of the way. All right, and then we're going to kind of look for that little bit of a seam by loosening up the plastic a little bit, okay? And it looks like I got my seam right there. So we're going to take that and basically just going to unroll this right here like so, okay? And then what we have here is a nice cooked, still a little hot chicken, okay? And so we'll get rid of this, all right? And then we want to slice this, okay? So we're going to start at one end so we can kind of see everything. We're going to want to make sure that we kind of support that, okay? So we're going to be nice and slow, all right? 1, 2, our one plate, 4 nice pieces, okay? So we'll reserve this off to the side, and if you want to see what we kind of have there, we have that nice rolled up chicken with all the good stuff inside, okay? So there's that. All right, so now we're going to have to get to the fun. So I have this, and you may not have that. That's okay. You don't necessarily need to do this part, but since we're trying to have a little bit of fun here, we're going to go ahead and put that kind of right in the center of our plate, and then move it up just a little bit closer to off center, okay? Because when you're thinking about plating, you want to have a plan, okay? So that means that we're going to have some spaces already thought about. Where do I want to put all this stuff? Risotto will go right here inside my ring. I'll do a couple of piles of our purple cauliflower right there, and I'll shingle out and lay out my chicken right there with a little bit of sauce on the bottom. And then we're going to use a little bit of the basil that we have inside of our mix as the garnish, okay? So we got a lot of different stuff happening right here. So here we go. We're going to take our risotto like that, and risotto, again, because of what it is, it's going to be nice and sticky as long as it has sat for about a minute or two, and it stays pretty hot for a good amount of time, okay? So we got to be careful here. And what we're going to try to do is, again, keeping a nice neat plate, we're going to scoop off enough to where we feel like it's about a right portion here, which to me is about 4 ounces normally, okay? So we're going to have that and drop it in there. And again, if you don't have the little pusher like I have right here, what we're going to do is you just use the back of the spoon, all right? And kind of press that down like so, okay? And you want to just kind of create a nice flat little angle, all right? Best we can, okay? Just like that, all right? And then we're going to kind of gently lift up on our mold like so, and create a nice little circle. And so that way, what we end up having right there is a base to work on, okay? So we have that. We'll get rid of this stuff for now, all right? The next thing we want to have when we talk about our plan is we're going to get our cauliflower in place, okay? So we're going to take a spoonful of that. We're going to kind of let that drop naturally off to the side, okay? We don't really want to necessarily shape everything perfectly. What we want to do is we want to kind of have that fall where it does, all right? And put out a little bit of a pile like so, okay? And that's going to create a couple of things, right? We have a great variation of color right here because we have that purple against that yellow on the blue background of the plate. And it really does a lot for our aesthetics, you know what I mean? So once we have that right there, and again, that's about the right portion, okay? Very good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our sauce down. And the reason why we're putting our sauce down here first, it's a fairly thick sauce. So this is called red pepper coulis. Very simple. It's a red pepper. We roasted it, and then we just pureed it, okay? So that's going to be something you could do in your blender. Or if you want, you could just chop it up fine and make a little bit of a relish, okay? We're just going to kind of drop that down on the plate in a couple of spots, like so. And then instead of swoosh, what we're going to do is we're going to let the natural press of our chicken kind of press that out to be a borderline on the sauce. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want the sauce and the chicken to really be there for every bite, okay? So from here, I'm going to lay this down and kind of just give it a gentle press, and that's going to help that stay where I want it to be. I'm just going to kind of lay that across like so, and you can kind of see that chicken kind of presses that sauce just off to the sides right there. So we just have that little bit of accent, right? It looks really nice, okay? And so from here, we have a nice built-out plate, a lot of great colors. And so the last thing that we really kind of want here is something else to make it pop. And the color that we're kind of missing here is going to be that beautiful green. So we're going to take that right there, a little bit of Thai basil, the little blossom on top. We're just going to pop that with our fingers like so, take that off, and we're just going to kind of lay that right into our risotto, kind of show off, okay? So what that's going to give us right there is a nice little purple accent color with the purple cauliflower, bright yellow on the saffron risotto, and that nice red on the sauce with the white chicken and all the colors inside. So I can tell you for sure that this is delicious, but you don't know that it's delicious because you can't smell it and you can't taste it unless you come see us at the Culinary Institute Lenotre.